So before I invite you down to your gathering spot, you know the tool you're going to bring is your switchboard. You know the tool you're going to bring is your marker. I also need you to reflect upon the good books that are on your desk. And I want you to take a look at those books and remind yourself that last time I was here we were working on iPick, right? Because part of being a fourth grader is thinking about those good foundations of reading. And you're thinking about, by the end of the year, you're being asked to comprehend a lot of different kind of books with help from your teachers. So take a look at those good books that you have, and I need you to pick one that you feel is a good pick for you. Remember we were thinking about purpose and interest? So when you have that good fit book, I'll see you put it inside your switchboard. May I borrow one of yours?
Yeah, sure.
So if this is my good fit book, I'll take it, put it inside my switchboard, put my marker inside, and now I'm ready to go. When you've done that, you can join us at the gathering spot. Thank you. Please make sure you sit all the way down if you're going to sit there. Okay, thank you. That's not going to work for me. You're going to sit there, you're going to sit regular.
Can we sit on that?
Where is your spot at? Yep. So if you're going to sit there, make sure it's a good fit for you because I can't have your hood on. I can't have you acting silly. Can you handle that?
Yeah.
Look at my eyes. Look at my eyes. Can you handle that? Okay. So something I'm noticing is that there are too many people right there. The only people, we can have one layer. This is one layer for me. Like this is a layer, layer, layer. After that, it's too much, so you can join us here. If you sit at those two table spots, you can join us there. Good choices. This would be a good spot. All right. And knowing that if you're there, just scoot to the side because you know sometimes I walk there. Thank you. So you can join us up here. Okay. That's a little too far back for me. So because this is kind of our first day establishing our gathering spot, let's just take a look around and see what fits and what doesn't. Okay. So one of the things you've noticed about me is where do I like to walk? Yep. So right now we have one layer, so that won't work right now. Okay. We talked about the desk area being one layer. Okay. You can also tell I have some things right here. So where do you think I'm going to walk as well? Probably going to walk here, right? So would this spot fit?
What? No.
Maybe not, but you could scoot there. Okay. And under there, I don't know if that will work as long as you can see. Thank you for being flexible and moving. Okay. And if he just takes a little scoot back, that'll work. Okay, that works. Yep, that works. Yep, you can sit there. That works. Okay. Is that going to be comfortable for you? It doesn't look comfortable to me, as long as it's comfortable for you. Okay. All right, so let's do this. Can we please take out just the marker, leave the book in. And what I want you to think about before we get going, I want you to use your switchboard as really a documentation tool, okay? So if this is my Good Fit book, looks like a book about President Jackson, I want you to use this to show me what about this, either the cover or the back, what drew you to pick this book? Like for example, for me, okay, Andrew Jackson, for me I'd say, well, for me that's prior knowledge. I have prior knowledge that that's a president. It also interests me that based on what I'm seeing in the photo, I'm noticing that it's an older photo, and I do like reading about historical things, about history, so it tells me it's about history. Maybe if I flipped it over to the back, right, it tells me, oh, it's part of a series. Maybe you're someone who really enjoys a series, right? So do that on your book. Either look at the front or look at the back or both, and use this as a tool to show me why was this a good pick book for you. So you're doing it on your own. You're not telling me, you're showing me. Okay, think about that. You're not telling me, you're showing me. And think about, when I look at your work, would I know enough? You might have circled something, but have you written anything that's going to help me understand why this is a good book for you? Okay, no for me, I give you about a minute in my head. Sometimes I actually time you. But no, you have about a minute when we're doing this kind of stuff. If you're not sure what to do, looking for inspiration next to your elbow partner is always okay. Maybe it'll give you a good idea. But you're not telling me, you're showing me. So if I looked at your switchboard, it would work. That works perfectly. So keep it right there. Okay? That's okay. We'll work on that. You have about 20 seconds. And so know that I really do want you to keep working. So persevere. If you think you need to pause right now, challenge yourself to keep going. That's okay.
At least you caught it.
Yep. So now we know that maybe this is not a good spot, right? Okay. So thank you for catching it. Good catch. Okay. So notice he's going to be flexible and he's going to say, I think I might come sit down here. Okay. All right. So we'll hear your marker click closed. Even if you're not done working, we'll still hear and see it click closed. Click it close in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Don't erase your work. Know that whenever we do stuff like this, I want you to keep it. Click it close, and then show that elbow partner. Establish right now who that elbow partner is. These ladies would be elbow partners. These gentlemen would be elbow partners. Look around you and make sure everybody has somebody. The book stays in. The book stays in, and now you're talking to your elbow partner. You're showing and telling. Okay, so the marker clicks closed. Are you two talking? Are you two talking? Okay, turn toward each other and talk. Click close, talk. Okay, are you two talking? So turn around and talk. Great, tell her, show her. Great, show her, hold it up. There you go. So you guys both have a lot written on here. Okay, so start talking. Okay, share those good ideas.
Yeah.
Okay, so are the three of you working together? Okay, so the marker is closed.
About snowballs. Yeah.
So one of the things that you're going to be expected to do this year, especially when working with Daily 5, is to really think about your book choices. And what I really like to do is to have you share with each other why your books are so good. So eventually when we get to the task of working with someone, it'll be about telling about your good books, almost selling your books to someone else to get them interested in what you're interested in. So now here's the challenge. I want you to go back to, right, where you were, and I want you to bring back a book for me that you feel maybe isn't a good fit for you. Perhaps it was one that you thought looked good, but then once you took a look at it, started reading it, you thought, maybe not. So this is what it'll look like. You'll erase your board. Let's go back to our seat. Let's just give it a try. Let's see how it goes. Okay?
I like all my books.
Oh, let's see. Let's make sure. We can just move that.
I don't like I got it in 6th grade.
Thank you. Will you put it where it could go? So something that I was doing, I was kind of taking some data to analyze. I was counting to myself, how long does it take us to get from our gathering spot, which is here, where we do our work together, to where your seat is? Because one of the important things about Daily 5 is that we make our transitions, and I see you're even writing about transitions, right? That we make our transitions quickly so that we can get started right away. So it took you about 22 seconds to get from your gathering spot to your seat to where you were ready to work. One goal would be maybe we could make that like 10 seconds next time, right? Having that purpose in your mind right away. So take a look at your other books. Some of you said, oh yeah, I do have a book where I don't know if it's really a good fit for me. If you have a book like that, put it in there. If you don't have a book like that, then just put another book in there that you think is a good fit. But I'm guessing that some of you do have a book that's not a good fit. So the first thing we're looking for is not a good fit. Maybe it doesn't interest you. Maybe it seems a little too hard. And before you come back to the gathering spot, do the same thing. Let's write on top of it. Give me the reason why. Why isn't this a good fit for you? So grab your marker. Do some writing again on top. Why is this not a good fit for you? Or if it is, again, tell us why. Okay, so we actually need to do some work related to that, okay? Can we see your book? Can you get the book out? Thank you.
How many books do we have?
Just one. Yep. Thank you for asking a question. Did you have a question?
I got a book in my locker there because I like all my books, but I got one in my locker. Can I go grab that?
No, thank you for asking, though. We're just going to use the ones that are here.
I don't have any bad books.
Okay, so then remember the task then. If you don't have a bad one, put another good one, right? And there's no bad book. It's like movies, right? There's no bad movie. Just some are better than others.
My dog's dead.
Mrs. Fox, would it be okay if he moves to in order to talk with someone, or I didn't know why.
Do whatever you
It
want.
was okay. Hey, will you remind me of your name?
This is an
What is it? Raphael. Raphael, would you like to join here so that you can talk? Okay. Okay. Well, thanks for being flexible. I appreciate it. So before you come back to your gathering spot, I want you to turn to that elbow partner. Some of you have done this yet, but some not yet. Turn to your elbow partner, and now make sure to click close, right? Because when you talk to someone, you wouldn't be writing, right? So marker goes closed, and turn to that elbow partner, that person next to you, and show them and tell them, what you've done with the new book that's in your switchboard. Okay? Show and tell. So, marker, click close. Okay. Click close, please. Click close, start talking. Okay, next time keep what's there. That's such a good book, too. Is that your not fit book, though? It's a slow beginning. I agree. It's a slow beginning. Can you please click your marker close and talk? Thank you for talking right away. Is it her turn now? Okay, so right now we're not in our desk. Can I get you something? Do you need something?
I accidentally put the marker in and I can't find it.
Okay, well, let's deal with that later. And then let's just do let's talk now and we'll find it. I'm sure it'll show up. You have quite the collection of trinkets in there. Okay, marker's closed. Marker's closed right now and we're actually talking, okay?
We're already done talking.
But it seems like you had more to write about, so instead of writing it, you could talk about it. Because you both were still writing.
I'm done.
Well, it looks like she has some more ideas, so instead of writing them, let's tell them in words.
See what I did?
Instead of writing them, let's tell them. So something that I noticed as I was walking around, I noticed that you have a lot of good ideas. And I see that you like this tool, that you're really interacting with it well. But I also noticed that instead of telling my elbow partner, would you put your elbow next to your elbow partner? Instead of telling your elbow partner, some of you just kept writing. Okay, and we'll get better at that. But I would prefer that instead of you writing more, you just say it in words to that person. So if I had more ideas, I wouldn't get my marker out again. I would just tell them. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'd like to invite you back to your gathering spot and keep the book that you have in there. Okay, marker goes closed, goes back into the switchboard, and join me back, please.
I didn't have
Hey, thank you for using slow movements near that, right?
followed up.
Slow movements. Thank you. Excuse me. Still training it.
Disappearing.
So it will film me. So something I want to establish is what it looks like when we read to self, because I know you've started to practice. Huh. Do you ever do that? Are you ever like talking and you go to write and you write the word that you're saying, so the word you meant to write? That just happened to me. Notice what I did. Instead of writing read, what happened? Row. Because I was saying read to self. Mm-hmm. Would you mind taking one scoot back for me? Just that way? There we go. Thank you. There's revision, right? Let's try again. So I know you've been practicing what it might feel like to read to self. Now I think you're ready to really establish what will it look like, sound like, and feel like. Will you turn to that person next to you and tell them, what's one example of really reading to self the right way? So one of the things I know that you're good at are the things that I heard you say. I heard you say, well, you're going to keep your eyes on your book, right? I heard you say you're going to stay in one spot. But as fourth graders, you're ready to dig a little deeper. So let's think about this in this way. What should it look like, sound like, and feel like? The things you said that it should look like, you're right? You should stay in one spot. Because when you have a good book, you don't really need to go anywhere, right? You also said it should look like reading the whole time. Now, sometimes reading, though, also involves writing, right? Like some of you are doing. I like that some of you are taking notes right now. Some of you are writing when I'm writing because you know if your body maybe isn't moving, your hand isn't moving, your brain starts to go other directions, right? So if you're doing that, that's smart to me. You're taking notes just like I am. Reading the whole time. But here's something that I want us to try out. In a moment, we're going to try read to self. You're going to have a moment to go back to get those books, right? Because right now you might have one that you like. So this is what we're going to do. If you have one that you're like, someone else could have it, right? And it's not checked out from the library in your name, you could leave that book on this table. Because that tells other people, this might be a good book for you. It's not a good book for me right now, but maybe if you're looking for a book, you can check it out. So if you have a book that's from your classroom and that's not checked out to your name from the library, let's leave it there, okay, if you're comfortable. So I'm going to give you a minute to go back to your seat. You're going to get your books, and then you're going to find a spot that's good for you. Maybe it's the floor. Maybe it's your chair. But you'll find that spot in a minute, and we'll see you staying in one spot and reading the whole time. Let's see how long we can do that for. Please be careful around it. Thank you.
At home, I could read for 2.5 hours by myself.
So your stamina is really good.
Yeah. I only got like a whole day to sit down and read.
Oh, I love
I'm one of those students that
You
just
like
sit
to
down
read.
and read forever.
Oh, I love that.
I could probably finish a whole Harry Potter book in like 2 days.
Whoa, I couldn't even finish that. That had too many characters for me. Hey, find a good spot.
I did not read it. I'm just looking at the page. 40 seconds.
So one of the things I'm noticing is that we have too many people who are close to this. That makes me a little nervous. Okay, can we just say not anymore? Okay, so if you're going to be, can you like scoot that way? Just because we've seen it fall already. Thank you. Let's say kind of, there we go, right there. That'd be just fine. Thank you for timing us, Mrs. Fox.
We're at a minute 11 right now, and I still see people walking around. We've been under 30.
So now that I see books in hand, I expect you to stay in one spot. So you're going to find that spot, you're going to stay there, right? And I'm curious to see, because it's my first day with you, how long the stamina lasts. How long will you read the whole time? And how long will you stay in one spot? I've heard it's pretty good so far. So something that we've talked about, though, reading the whole time means you have a book out, right? Maybe you're looking at the good pictures. Maybe you're looking at the words. But it's a book you have in your hand. Not hand sanitizer, not other things. It's a book or a magazine. Something I'm noticing is that you're moving around too much. Okay. Can you please stay in one spot? Something I'm noticing is that you're not in one spot. You don't have any books?
I'm looking for those animal attack books, like a shark versus an alligator.
So right now we're gonna have to read something else because our stamina hasn't been able to start yet. So can I give you one of mine? So I'm looking for our stamina to start. Thank you for reading. Once all of your classmates have a spot, then we can start the timer.
We're at over 3 minutes now. Some people still don't have a book.
Thank you for finding it. Okay, you sit there. Let's just go right there. Just sit down. Come on. Right. Thank you. All right, we can start our clock now.